people to speak to. I know a couple of people, mutual friends, basically. I didn't want to directly...
It's December 2019, and I'm at a hotel. There's lounge music playing in the background, and I'm currently in a meeting with Natalie, who is Ann Summers' Chief Marketing Officer. And it's going well so far.
There's been a piece of research done by some university campuses in the US that works out that women, on average, miss out on 1,734 orgasms in their lifetime compared to a man.
What a shame.
Because a man will always come.
Always.
And a woman doesn't.
Isn't it like
always.
39% or something? Or
37, I think.
I mean, there's...
And the female orgasm's not taught. Jess Phillips, the MP, who's championing for the female orgasms be included in sex education.
I think taking it into schools is definitely an important thing.
I think Sex and the City helped to start to change that whole
the
conversation
rabbit,
around rabbits.
Of course,
well.
it was the 90s, wasn't it? That was the game
20
changer
years
for
ago,
vibrators.
20 years next year. And that shows the genius of Jacqueline, because she'd already bought the licence before the series launched.
She bought the licence to the Rampant Rabbit.
Yeah, so we own
did they all
that
come from
licence.
her?
Wow. And one of the things that I, from a marketing perspective, always go out and say is that there is no other brand that speaks to more women about sex every day than Ann Summers. So we have a responsibility to then educate people. We call them our sexperts in store, to make sure that they have that, because you have an obligation to make sure the woman who's buying the toy or the couple are walking out with something that's right for them.
Yeah.
Here's to happy vaginas.
Here's to making vaginas happy all over the world.
I feel that was very encouraging. Going in, I wasn't sure what to expect. I've had a few pitch meetings now, but I think that is probably the first conversation so far where I feel like we've really connected on all of the same things. Mindfulness, sex education, wellness. It was really positive. And they seemed interested in what I had to say. We're going to have a follow-up meeting so I can pitch to some of the other key people at Ann Summers. I just really hope that they see the potential of my idea and what it can do. Off the back of that conversation with Natalie, I think it's worth talking here about sex, pleasure, and well-being. Now, to some, this might be stating the obvious, and if that's the case, then that is great, because progress, right? But for me, when we talk about sex, it feels like historically the focus has been on sexual health, and that is undeniably a really important aspect of human sexual experience. But on this journey, I'm interested in finding out more about sexual well-being and pleasure, because I believe they're just as important. I came up with the U because I want to enhance women's sexual enjoyment based upon what we now know about our bodies. But it's also about wellness and how sex can affect our mental and emotional states. Obviously, I'm no psychologist, but for me, it's helpful to approach sex, solo, partnered, whatever, in a more holistic way. So, at the same time as pitching to one of the UK's biggest brands, I also want to take time to unpack pleasure a little more. I'm Charlie Brooks, and this is Coming Soon. Now, I've mentioned it in meetings before, but just to say it here, I'm in the process of getting the U trademarked. My lawyer started the application and seems to think we've got about 50% chance. I've had a couple of comments from certain people saying that I will never get it, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so Ann Summers meeting number 2. I've brought Tony along for a bit of moral support, and I'm about to meet the buyers. And after the last meeting, I'm feeling good. So, here we go.
So you all right? Got some mini presentation for you all to have a little look at.
So you've actually got that name?
The application has been made through my solicitor, yeah.
Brilliant.
It's a good name, isn't it?
It's good.
Really good, really, really good.
Also, calling it the U then gives you more longevity for expanding the range of skills going forward. Do you want to explain it?
That's Lizzie. She's a senior buyer at Ann Summers.
So that sits gently on the clitoris.
It's not a surface vibration, it's a deeper
exactly.
vibration. Stimulating all the nerve cells in the whole clitoris by encompassing it, essentially.
Yes, you are.
So the vibrations are going obviously to those important nerve endings, but kind of in a slower, more gradual way to build a more intense experience.
That's exactly what happens. And potentially we could then have the U2, which would be insertion and clitoris, so we could stick something on there, or a U2, so it would be something you can use with your partner.
You could use that in the same-sex couple as well, couldn't you?
Yeah. Marketing wise for this, I don't want to run before we're walking, make sure that the product is working and everything. I mean, it does make me slightly nervous because I think it would have to be really cleverly navigated. Not that I'm even a big celebrity or anything like that, because I'm really not. I haven't been on TV for ages.
I think your story and your journey
I mean?
is critical to it.
Yeah.
So I do believe that that's the piece that we can bring, and that's also the piece that Party Plan really get behind. What was your line yesterday?
Product to sell, story to tell. And it makes a massive difference.
The biggest piece around this is to disrupt the market. They're ready for disruption, and I think how to get attention. There's tons here. I mean, for me, you've already come with your branding, your identity, the kind of manifesto. You almost need to do the prototype and the actual business deal piece, and then we work out how you would market it cleverly. It's the World Mental Health Day is on the 10th of October, and we've never targeted that day with a specific product. It just feels like it would.
Self-love, masturbation helps migraines.
Helps everything.
Helps everything. Awesome. That can go off. Okay, so I've just come out of Ann Summers, and I have to say I was really, really impressed in that meeting.
Okay, I know. That wasn't my best recording. Sorry. To summarise my debrief with Tony, they were really engaged with the product and the brand, loved the idea, got it immediately. It's the first time they've seen the prototype, and they've never seen anything like it before. Win. Pretty much the best the meeting could have gone. And it feels like they would make a really high-end product. Tony's saying synergy there. It's a good word. It did feel like good synergy with them. All I need to do now is meet Jacqueline. But before I do, I want to speak to someone who can tell me all about pleasure and the brain.
Hi there.
Hi, Nan. How are you?
Doing great. I actually did my hair and put makeup on just because I was so excited. Gave me an excuse to actually put some clothes on.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and about what you do now?
Okay. Well, I'm a psychotherapist. I'm a sex therapist. I'm a relationship expert. And I'm a neuroscientist. So I was always fascinated about the mind because I realized that this big area that was neglected was sexuality. I became a certified sex therapist, which then I met Beverly Whipple, who's the lady who named the G-Spot, who's one of my best friends. Hey, Beverly, love you. She invited me to help out with the research, and that's how I ended it back into graduate school. I went back for my PhD in neuroscience at 50.
It's amazing.
And I actually published 3 papers, made the cover of the Journal of Sexual Medicine.
Amazing.
Yay! Not bad for an old broad.
It's fantastic. Can you tell me about the research that you did?
Well, the first thing that we published was mapping the female genitals into the brain in a systematic way, which had never been done before. It's basic science that wasn't known. Where does the sensation from the clitoris, the vagina, the cervix, the nipples register in the sensation place? What happens is sensation from each of those areas comes into a place called the paracentral lobule. What I call it is the brain's crotch. It's part of what's called the primary sensory cortex, where all sensations from the body are processed. Each part of the genitals seem to activate distinct but overlapping places in this brain crotch. And then I went on to look at what happened when women imagine pleasurable stimulation by a dildo compared to imagining having a speculum inserted during a pelvic exam at the gynecologist. Their brains lit up like a Christmas tree.
Wow.
Oh, it was just beautiful. Then we went on to look at studies of orgasm. My participants who were highly, highly orgasmic women volunteered to come into a scanner and donate an orgasm.
So when we orgasm, what is going on in our brains?
In one word or two words, blood flow. Lots of blood flow, lots of oxygen, and a flooding of these feel-good chemicals that will boost mood, will make you feel better, enthusiastic, calm. I could give you a list of the neurotransmitters, but who cares? It's this good pharmacy. It's the best workout for your brain.
That's what we need. We all just need to have more orgasms.
I've been trying to, get people to practice that. I've been trying to remind myself to practice that.
Yeah.
And I think orgasms are a lot like pizza. There's some pizza that's not so good. Like you get somebody taking an English muffin and put some ketchup on it and some cheese. Probably not the best pizza. But when you're hungry, it's okay. And then some will knock your socks off.
Yeah.
When I have had some of my better orgasms, what happens for me is the sensations take me. I'm no longer searching for the sensations. I'm no longer kind of like seeking the buildup. It just kind of takes me away.
Yeah.
But I think orgasms come in all shapes and sizes, from, like you say, a sneeze to like the petite mort. And I think they're all good. So I think if we just kind of let the orgasm find us, we'll have fun. Follow the sensations and let the orgasms find us. And the more that you orgasm, the stronger those pleasure pathways become. We say in neuroscience, the neurons or the brain cells that fire together, wire together, becomes very strong, those pathways.
Absolutely.
Pleasure pathways.
Pleasure pathways. I love that. Wow. What a job. I loved Nan's comment about orgasms being the best workout for your brain. Okay, so now on to the biggie. In case you don't know, Jacqueline Gold is the CEO, that's Chief Executive of Ann Summers, and I can't tell you how excited and a little bit nervous I am to meet her. I've never met her before, but I think she's an absolute powerhouse, not just with Ann Summers, but with all the work she does with women in business. So I'm just hoping that she likes the you as much as everybody else seems to. Okay, right, that's going, so we'll just forget that's there. Brilliant.
Yeah, I was just to say again, I'm just super impressed with what you put together, because, we don't get suppliers go to this much effort. So it was really exciting. And what I always say, it's all about the story. We want that authenticity. And what's so amazing about you is it's not just about your passion. I mean, that's very, very clear. But also what I love about you is you have something you stand for. And I think that those are the companies, those are the businesses that really stand out.
Yeah.
And that's what customers love. So, it was a real joy to hear that journey and that presentation. And is that the actual mould there? Can I?
Yeah, of course.
So this idea is quite innovative, isn't it? The spongy.
Yeah.
We love anything like that that's, different.
Yeah.
That's different to out there. I love that idea. And the only other thing that I wanted to mention today was that whilst this is fabulous, we normally look at a collection if something is really good, like what can we do to go with it? And I know that you put some lubes and ideas in here. But
and the U2 I want to make. which would have a sort of more phallic looking thing.
Yeah. So if we were to work together, definitely we would be looking at, hey, can we take this further?
Yeah.
We've got the lubes. Is there other things that could complement this?
Yeah.
So,
So how would it work?
To do this properly, it can be very, very expensive for an individual.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously we have a structure in place that enables us to absorb that in what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And obviously, we would see this as a project. I'd certainly be more than happy to help mentor you and support you along that journey. As I'm sure there are other ambitious things that you have. This is just the beginning for you, I'm sure.
I hope. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it would be the you and then a couple of gels or whatever, and then obviously we start thinking about the next one. Okay.
So how does some of that sound?
It all sounds really exciting.
Because for us, or for me personally, it's not just about the product.
That's what's really important to me as well. Fab.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's switch that off. Brilliant.
Throughout this whole experience, I've been trying so hard to ignore that little voice in my head that so many of us have telling me that I'm not good enough, that the idea is shit, why should I be able to design something and bring it to market? So to come out of a meeting like that with someone who is that successful, telling me that my idea is actually a good one, makes me feel very affirmed. Yeah, it just makes me feel really good right now, actually. So there's an offer coming my way, which is beyond exciting. But as always, I do feel completely out of my depth. So I'm going to do what I usually do when I need some help. Bring in the fam.
Tony Truman, here he is. About...
Right, start again.
No. Okay, we're just talking about what I should be looking for with this and Summer's meeting and going over the correct questions.
And they're going to make you an offer today, aren't they? They're going to make you an offer.
This is my mum in the background.
Sorry, John.
Putting in a penny's worth.
Yeah, no, it's fine. They're going to make you an offer, but then let them do the talking. You hold your cards close to your chest.
100%.
You don't have to make a decision there and then.
No.
Don't talk numbers and don't talk percentages. Just say, these are the points of what I wanted to discuss with you.
Yeah.
Then you need...
I don't want him to. I want to do it on my own.
And are you going to be able to have input in the final design, colours and packaging?
So how much input do I have with regard to the creation?
Final creation,
yeah. I think they'll say a lot.
Yeah, ask them for the PR marketing strategy.
Yeah, got that.
Ask them about future products. How long is this deal for? Is there an exclusivity period?
What does that mean?
They said only they can release it and distribute it.
Oh, right.
What it is, Charles, it's an agreeing a heads of terms.
Yeah.
Usually on a heads of terms, you have 5 to 10 key points for your negotiations. Then after that, they do a pre-contract, and that's when you have all the finer details in. But there's no point in even discussing that at the moment because you just want to get to an agreed heads of terms basis.
Yeah.
Let me know. Give me a call after. But good luck.
Thank you, darling. All right, I will.
That's good, honey.
Well, it's good because, I think it's important to get advice and some backup on
absolutely.
what I need to go through and just... I've never negotiated anything. This is the thing. It's the first time I've ever negotiated anything.
First time for everything, Bob. You're very good at it. It's fine.
Oh, we don't know yet, do we? We'll soon find out.
For me, it's all about it.
It's all about people.
Yeah, it is.
And who I want to work with. That's...
And I think if you get on with these girls and they're genuine, she seems lovely, that Jackie Gold.
Yeah, she is. But then I just keep having wobbles, like I got a bit upset last night. What if this path is completely wrong?
You don't reach out and grab things, babe. You ain't going to get them, are you? Reach out and grab. You've got to make things happen for you. Are you worried about what other people are thinking, you mean?
I worry less about what other people think, but yes.
I think you should worry about that, Coach, honestly.
Okay.
I think people have been inspired by it. Good for you, you know what I mean?
I hope so. I hope so.
You might get too old.
And of course, I'm not going anywhere without speaking to my lawyer, Simon, first.
07703.
What is occurring?
Well, I'm about to set off in 20 minutes for my big face-to-face offer from AS.
They're going to do it in situ, in your face.
Yes, because she said to me, I want to see your reaction. She went, I don't want to go backward and forward on emails. If there's anything you want to tweak there and then, we'll do it.
Very good.
Yes. So, headlines.
How are they going to take this to market? I'd also be interested to know about timing. What's the cycle from initial drawings to product sign-off? And are you involved in the sign-off of the product?
Yeah, I've got all of that written down to ask.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing that you might think about. If this was back to a traditional publishing model, you'd get an advance.
Yes, I've got that written down as well.
It shows that they're serious.
Yeah.
And it recognises the fact you've done some thinking and some developing and you've spent a bit of money on legals and other stuff.
Exactly.
To date.
So if they don't mention an advance in their offer, how should I deal with that one?
This is the time not to be British at all. It's money.
I know, right. This is where I need to step up.
The real commitment on their part is to fund product development. Yeah. So I think in your gentle, charming, but business-like way, you can make sure with your list in front of you and your notebook that you check these off. These guys are very experienced retailers, so they know what they're doing.
They do.
They're making an investment in you, really. It's not just the product. I think that's pretty cool.
And then they said once the U's into manufacturing, then we can start looking at the U too.
The U too.
Yeah.
I think you're on it.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Be in listening mode.
Yeah.
And check your questions off as you go through them.
Yeah.
You're very good at this. You think from their perspective, you're a really good partner for them. Let's not undersell you here.
Let's know my worth.
Indeed. So don't be British. This is just money. It's show business, not show friends.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Good luck. Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
So, sat in my car on the motorway, massive building in front of me that says Ann Summers. The ladies will be waiting inside. I have my list of, headlines, the heads of terms that I'd like to talk about today. I'm so businesslike right now. Yeah, I guess I'm really gonna, put what I've learned and what I know to the test today, because I guess I'm gonna be actually negotiating. So I need to speak confidently about money, although it can be quite uncomfortable sometimes. I think it's just because I'm not used to it. Here I go.
Yeah,
in the middle of the table, is that all right?
Yeah, of course, not a problem.
How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, how are you?
Very excited to be here, I've got to say. Can't wait. I'm going to go over my list of questions.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, effectively what we've been probably looking at is, again...
I'm meeting with Leanne, who is Ann Summers' commercial manager, to talk everything through.
I think we'd have to have the discussion around, obviously, we'd be doing...
Now, I might summarise this for you, as there was a lot of detail to cover. Essentially, Ann Summers are offering an exclusivity deal for 3 years, which include launching the U, a toy cleaner, orgasm gel, and lubrication in year 1. This will be online and across 20 Ann Summers stores, plus internationally across Europe, the US, and Australia. 5,000 units for the toy in the first year, increasing year on year with between 3,000 and 6,000 units for the lubrication, the gel, and the cleaner. They want to help me build this brand, not just one toy. So they're looking to extend the range in years 2 and 3. Packaging, marketing, wholesale, the whole lot. Plus mentoring from Jacqueline. That's included in the deal. Bonus. And an advance. Plus a profit share on all of the toys sold. Not too shabby. But one of the most exciting things Ann Summers have offered is to help me patent the design. It is mind-blowing that they see my design as worthy of protecting. Absolutely gobsmacked, yeah? Oh, and just to say, I know you're all probably dying to hear about the money side of things, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave something to the imagination. The offer, though, was more than satisfactory. Simon will need to look over everything, of course, and I guess some stuff needs to be ironed out, but I'm feeling so excited. Good, brilliant, thank you. It sounds great, and I'd like to get moving on it as soon as possible, so I'll just have a little bit of advice and then move forward as quickly as possible. I have just left the Ann Summers offices. They don't know that I was there because I took them all a book. I took one to Jacqueline, one to Leanne, who was in the meeting, and Natalie, who was head of marketing. It's a book called Puffy, A Reclamation. And on the inside of the cover I wrote, I would love to accept your offer. Let's do this. Here's to an amazing 2020, etc., etc. So I'm hoping that they're going to receive those within the next hour. And then it's all systems go. It's all systems go. Their deal offer was fantastic. Tiny little things to iron out with the lawyers, but it's all in tip-top shape. I'm thrilled to be working with them. They feel like the perfect partners.
So may this journey continue. Ooh, so excited. I can't believe it's happening. It just doesn't feel real.
So things are moving fast. Ann Summers are hoping to launch in October, which is, 11 months away? So we need to get a move on. I'm about to have my first in-person design meeting with Lizzie. We've already had a call, but now I'm about to talk product design, lubrication and lotions. Can't wait.
I briefed in, obviously, the toy to the supplier pre-Christmas.
Yes.
So they've come back with really initial designs, but what they've come back with isn't exactly right. At the moment, what they're doing is looking at all the kind of options they have in terms of the internals, geeky, techie,
yes,
super exciting, intelligent stuff, to make it work, essentially. Yeah. They know it needs to be handheld. They know it needs to obviously have the dip for your finger to hold.
It's just got no edges, which concerns me. It's really, and that's where all the motors are going to go.
And that's exactly what I've fed back to them already. They've kind of got the cushioning part.
Yes.
I don't know if it seems a bit bigger than you would have wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But again, even when we get to the 3D stage, that's not like this is the absolute
end
signed
result.
off thing, because that's why we're doing prototypes.
Well, it does feel funny to see that somebody's been working on my designs, and do you know what I mean? It's having it there in front of me like that, even though it's not quite right, is quite exciting.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, this guy has just launched into the market.
This is a wand.
This is a wand. Oops. So, this has got motor now. I think it's
wow.
Charge.
That's very powerful.
That was developed.
Jesus Christ.
So that's it on full.
Yeah, that's great. I've never seen that before.
So this has specifically been developed to the brief that it had to be as strong a vibration as a plug-in wand. So how they've done that is they have developed a new motor.
Yeah.
You can then build on the back of that development, look at utilising the same kind of things, but making it smaller. So bigger doesn't necessarily mean stronger in motor worlds. It's about the weight of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do to do that is you use heavier weighted metals. This has, I think they were saying, like 50 different settings.
I'm not bothered about the settings at all.
I know we discussed doing 3.
Yeah.
I think probably 5 may be better, because what I've also had feedback from and kind of doing loads of focus groups before is that sometimes those really strong ones can be too intense for some people. And obviously we want to be as kind of commercial as possible.
I'm in agreement about that. Yeah.
Cool. So that's kind of where we are with the toy at the moment.
Okay, coolio.
Exciting. It really is.
Well, that was very fun. I'm looking forward to some more of those design meetings. But for now, I'm about to check in with Simon about the deal and trademarking.
Simon speaking, very professional. Charlie Brooks.
Hello, good evening. What's happening with our friends?
I went in and had a design meeting. They gave me a critical path.
Oh, I like a critical path. I love the critical path.
I'll send you the critical. Let me write that down. Send Simon critical path.
I have to say, and I'm not even making this up, I did listen twice to the lengthy call that you did.
Did you?
With you're in business with really smart people. I found them really impressive.
Good.
And I thought you were very good too. It looked like you were asking really good questions, interested questions. They were giving you really considered answers. I got a really collegiate vibe out of the whole thing.
Good. Oh, that makes me really happy.
From the lawyering perspective, the document they'll send to you, it's not straightforward. In other words, they don't do these sorts of deals every day.
Right.
So I'll be very interested to see what the format of this agreement is.
Yeah.
So being commercially empathetic, my favourite 2 words, I think it probably takes them a little bit of time for their lawyer to pull their finger out and do what's not a standard deal.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, that's all right. We shall wait patiently.
I should have more feedback in a few days on the trademark.
Yes.
But I was quite encouraged because I think that, you took 50% to be a high number. I took it to be a low number.
Okay.
In terms of my estimate, my considered estimate. And what they came back on, which I was semi-expecting, was we were a bit ambitious. We don't need to have your brand on carpet.
No.
I don't need to talk to you about removing gong from our list of products.
A gong?
No, a dong. D-O-N-G.
What is a dong?
I'm not even sure. Google it.
Oh, interesting. So dongs are out. We can't make a dong.
Which I think we can probably live with.
Okay.
And I think incontinence pads we can probably live without.
Okay, yeah, we can live without those.
All that's going to happen is that the list will be a bit shorter. I think for now we can probably get it through the registry. And then the next question is, do third parties, supermarkets, brand companies, do they object? And they have 2 months to do so.
Right, okay.
Generally they don't, but what they will do, they'll have a watching notice where they'll see any new thing that comes in that's anywhere near close to what they're doing.
Right.
I can't tell you how that'll go.
Because I really want it to be called the U, Simon.
I know you do. And we're pushing on that basis.
Okay, good.
Okay, cheerio, bye. Bye.
That's reassuring. Good to know he thinks I'm in good company. Back to Nan with some wise words about pleasure.
Pleasure is the signal that the emotional brain works with. So things that feel good and give us pleasure, we're wired to move towards food, sex, partnership, all of that. Things that give us pain, we're wired to move away from. So it's necessary as a learning signal to teach us what's good for us. The other thing is, because we are not, as women, encouraged to explore our bodies, to enjoy wanking off. Isn't that what you Brits say, taking a wank?
Yes.
So when you think about it, the length of the clitoris from the hood all the way down into the body is as long as a penis. But it's in the body. It's not outside of the body. So guys have these penises, these outies, that are a little harder to ignore. And plus, they're encouraged, or certainly everybody expects boys to be boys. I can't tell you how many female clients have told me that they have had shaming by parents or caretakers for touching their own bodies. And this is how we get conditioned. When I say conditioned, it's an automatic learning that we don't have to think about consciously, but it gives us this kind of avoidant feeling about touching our body. Pleasure is not a luxury. It's a necessity for a good, functioning emotional brain.
I absolutely love that. And also your book, Why Sex Matters, which I'm currently reading, it goes beyond sex into life.
You got it, Charlie. Sex is the window into which we can look at how our relationship with pleasure is functioning or not functioning. And beneath that, to understand how the core emotions get in the way. These are wired in emotions that we share with all mammals and many animals, and psychology and medicine does not pay attention to that.
Let's talk about the ladies that were in your lab and what lessons did we learn from those very brave and wonderful women?
Well, they were from the ages of 24 to 74, and they all said the same thing. Learn to love your body and learn to be in your body. And prioritize. That's actually 3 things, but prioritize pleasure. Those were the top 3. Learn to love your body, learn to be in your body, and to prioritize pleasure in and out of the bedroom.
That's it. That's what we all need to remember to do, isn't it? Prioritize pleasure. That's going to be my new rule to live by. Speaking to Nan really does affirm all those things I've been thinking about the role pleasure should play in our lives. It's just a good reminder to take some time for ourselves. But like lots of people out there, I am a walking contradiction. And I also have to be mindful that instant gratification can sometimes leave you feeling empty. The journey to self-love can be a long one. Work in progress, but oh so worth it. For now,